Namaste, this is Monica and I welcome you to today's Yin Yoga practice, which is going to be a little bit more focused on your groin opening, your pelvic opening, your hips. Poses are a little challenging on this, I would say challenging in the sense because we hold into our poses for a longer time, then holding into these poses can be a bit challenging. But it is also a beautiful opportunity for you to open your body at the same time working through the resistance of the mind while you try and be still in these poses, in all the discomfort that you might feel. That's just I'm giving you heads up, but by breathing through your poses and taking one breath at a time, you can really sail through this practice and working on deeper connective tissues, reaching on deeper corners of your mind, and that's what this practice has to offer you. Grab some cushions, bolster around you so that you can make this practice more accessible for you, and feel free to take rest whenever you feel that, or come out of your pose whenever you feel that that is not something that the maybe the kind of pain or sensation that you're feeling doesn't feel right to you. So let's meet on the mat and let's explore this practice together. Let us get on our mats. I'm also keeping a watch here just to keep a track on timing for each pose. You can lie down with straight leg down, or you may want to bend your knees a little bit, or you may want to grab a bolster and slide a bolster under your knees. So whichever feels good to you, allow yourself to relax on your mat. Arms away from your torso, and let yourself just be as you find your grounding, as you find your center. We are taking this time out right now to disconnect ourselves first from all the external, from all the identities. And we are simply relaxing here into our being, into our existence, as if a life is relaxing. And you don't have to tag or label this life as anything, a mother, father, Monica, whatever. Beyond all the labels and the tags that you give yourself, forget them all and embrace your pure being to ground yourself. All you have with you and in your mind right now is your breath. And feel as if as you inhale, your breath flows down all the way down to your spine, to your tailbone. And as you exhale, your breath flows back to your heart center. And as you have taken this time to ground yourself, we are going to come back to the body to see and move your body a little bit gently. And you can bend your knee one by one. If you have the bolster, keep the bolster around you for the bridge pose. Otherwise, you can do it without the bolster as well. Your feet hip distance apart, hands on the side, and you slightly lift your hips. And allow your hips to then surrender towards the ground, a little bit of holding against the gravity. Or else you can slide a bolster under your sacrum, not under your hips, under your sacrum. And then rest your sacrum over the bolster. And breathe. If you want to feel more opening in the chest, you may want to take your arms up, stretch them up. You may want to straighten your knees, feel free to do that as well. That will intensify your sensation in your lower back. And you can feel your body weight on the bolster, total surrender on your shoulders. Every body part that is touching the ground is surrendered on the ground. You don't have to try and hold up too much. And notice the effortless breathing that happens there when you let go. And you can easily spot the resistance in your breath, in the pattern of your breath itself. When you are not resisting anything, your breath is smooth and effortless. And you can feel obstructions in your breath when you are resisting something mentally, physically, psychologically. And to start to prepare to come out of this pose, you can take a nice deep breath in. And slowly lift your pelvis up off your bolster if you are using the bolster. Otherwise, bring your hips down. And then let us roll towards our right. Lift ourselves back up. And we are going to take a moment here to chant one Om Tri Shantis. You can join the palms to the heart center. Breathe in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As you exhale, you can open your eyes. And we are going to move into one of my favorite poses. It can be a little challenging. It is known as saddle pose, also Virasana. So you can swing your knees back, but beautiful pose to open your ankles, to release your cord muscles. Now keeping your knees hip distance apart, the back of the foot resting on the floor, and you may want to take your calf out and slowly take your hips down in between your feet. Now if your hips don't reach the ground, that's when you can maybe slide the same bolster and sit over the bolster, giving some height to your hips. And or maybe using a cushion. If you are directly sitting on the ground, then there are multiple options. Some of you may want to stay in the center itself like this. Others may be able to go a little bit more deeper, then maybe place your forearms down on the mat and allow your torso to surrender towards the ground, or maybe going all the way down by placing your shoulders on the mat. If you want, you can also lie down on the bolster by placing the shorter edge of the bolster against your sacrum and palms on both sides, and vertebrae by vertebrae placing your spine on the bolster. Rest your head over the cushion if you want, and let us see how you feel here. So we are going to stay here. Feel free to support your ankles with a folded towel or the napkin if it feels too tight. If you feel too much discomfort in your knees, then maybe open one leg and do one leg at a time. Or you may want to place a little bit of rolled towel or napkin in between behind your knees. So there are multiple options, but you have to really see what is working out for you. To stay here for a bit longer can be challenging. Watch your mind, watch your breath. Maybe using Ujjayi breath, making a noise like you're fogging a glass, and that can really help calm your mind. Just making sure at all points that we are feeling comfortable enough to surrender into our pose. If we can't surrender, then it's better to not go that deep and stay where you are, honoring the body, honoring our practice. And I admit it is not an easy pose, so really breathing through your sensations, watching through them, and one breath at a time. If you're looking forward for it to finish, it is only a sign of resistance. And walking through that resistance one breath at a time. And slowly place your palms on the side and pressing your palms down on the mat to lift yourself nice and gentle. Bring yourself back in the center, staying here for few breaths, or if it feels too tight on your quads, please release your legs, but keeping your spine straight and sitting in the center. You can take your legs forward if need be. And for the next pose, which is again a little bit of intense pose, the frog pose for our groin. So you can lift your hips up off the floor, facing the longer edge of your mat, because we want a little wider area to support our knees. If you want, again, have some folded towel or napkin under your knees. Now placing your palms on the mat, tuck your toes, lift your knees up, take them as away as it is possible for you as per your edge, and then you may want to open your shin, the side of your foot resting on the floor. And if you want, you can also fold your mat itself to get some more cushioning for your knees. So in case if you don't have a folded towel napkin, then you fold the mat and place your knees over the folded mat so that you have better comfort as you go into your pose. Now, again, you may want to place some cushions, bolster in front of you, resting your chest over the bolster a little bit ahead. So I really prefer to rest my upper part of the chest or forehead on the bolster, or some of you may be able to go all the way down on the ground. Fine, you can explore that as well. But remember that our knees are aligned with our hips. And see how you feel. Find your edge, find what is working out for you, and then surrender. If you're in your edge, you shouldn't really struggle much. And if you're struggling already, then maybe the edge that you found for yourself is little too ambitious. So maybe visit your edge every now and then and see if that's still good for you. And see how you're able to surrender. And to come out of this pose, you take a nice deep breath in, exhale, and place your palms on the mat. Press your palms down to lift your torso up. Bring your big toes together, bring your knees back together. And moving into the child pose with knees together, because we are just trying to get our groin muscles back to the neutral position. If you want, again, slide a cushion under your hips to stay here. And try and total surrender. I think it will be easier for you to really surrender in this pose if you are comfortable enough. And notice how in comfort the surrenderance becomes so easy. But the real test of your mind is when the situation is adverse, and then are you able to surrender? And can we still practice surrender in the situations which are not favorable? And then take a nice deep breath in, lift yourself back up. This was just your counter pose. And there's one pose known as camel pose. It's also part of Yin Yoga, but it's not that we hold for that long, but for just about 10 breaths. So you're coming down, coming up into the kneeling down position. Palms behind your hips. You can simply press your pelvis forward and open the chest, drop your head back, or you reach out. You can take the good lengthening in the torso by raising your arm up and then reach out to your heels. Maybe tuck your toes if need be. And breathe. Just 10 breaths here. Well done. And slowly place your palms over your hips, bring your neck back in the center and bring your hips back down. From here, place your palms in front of you, take your knees back. Again, we are going to support. If you want, you can fold the mat to support your knee so that you give some cushioning for the lunge. We are going to explore lunge here. And take your right leg forward. You can simply stay here itself, but some of you may be able to go deeper. And if you're able to go deeper, you bring your hips forward and allow your hips to sink forward and down towards the mat. I really prefer supporting my knees with the cushion, because we are going to stay here for long, so it's better that we have everything at place so that we are comfortable enough to hold into our pose for a little longer, about 3 minutes here. Feel free to use 2 blocks on either side of your foot if your palms don't reach the ground comfortably, wherein you can really surrender into your pose. So working on the back legs, quad muscles, your hips, groin. Allow your head to just drop down. And watching through your pose, watching through the sensations, watching through your breath. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, and keep sweeping your awareness throughout the body to see if you're holding any resistance. And whenever you meet the sensation of the body, you will find an opportunity to release more, to surrender more. And we're going to tuck our back toe from here and then take the right hip back. Straightening your right knee, lift the right foot toes up off the floor. Again, using two cushions on the blocks on the side would be better for surrendering. I would suggest using them. But if you are easily able to reach on the floor with your palms, then that's also fine. And allow your torso to round, that's no problem. Spine can round here, and feeling that stretch in your right hamstring. Just 2 minutes here. Find your body weight in the center. And keep coming back to your breath. You can maybe play a game wherein you count your breath and challenge yourself to stay connected with your breath, like say for 12 counts. And if you lose the count, come back to 1 and then continue to 12. And see if you are able to be intact, focused to your breath without losing the focus on the breath, and your mind is not wandering. And if it wanders, come back, keep coming back to 1. Take a deep breath in and exhale to again draw your right leg back, changing the side, first getting into your lunge. Take your left leg forward. Well done, everyone. A lot of patience, a lot of determination. Three minutes here. Feel the pull of gravity around the area of your groin, your quad, and allow it to pull. You don't have to hold back. Let the natural opening happen there. And Yin Yoga is also a good practice to open the spasms. Sometimes we get so many spasms, the stiffness in the body, and with the long holdings, there's so many knots that you can open by consistent pressure, by consistent stress that we are putting on our connective tissues. But being in our limits, within your edge. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale to bring your hip back for half split. And allow your torso to surrender. Allow your back to get rounded. No problem. Feeling the sensation in your hamstring and surrender your weight on your arms. Two minutes here. Relax the shoulders. And then you can draw your leg back. Going to get into again child pose just to counter for about 10 to 15 breaths here, knees together, arms on the side. Slowly place your palms right next to your knees. Lift yourself back up. And we are going to lie down on our back so you can swing your legs forward. Lying down on, actually more than back, it is on the side. So maybe on your right side or the left side, you can use your elbow to rest on the mat and resting your head, the side of your head over your elbow. Sorry, over your palm if you can. So, and then taking your top leg to a little bit of a front, and then back leg, you can bend your knee and catch hold of your foot if you can. If you can't, then it's okay. You can simply just pretend as if you're reaching out to the bottom leg. Maybe it is somewhere here and you're not, but you surrender wherever you can. If you can catch hold, then just surrender there. Cat pulling its tail. Some of you may prefer to lie down fully and not resting your head over your palm. So not making the stand with your arm, that's okay. You may go all the way down and still do this. So choose whatever works out for you the best. And sending your bottom leg a little bit more back to feel that impact in your cord, the hip movement in the pelvis, and stay there. And take a nice deep breath in. To change the side, you can just turn yourself over onto the other side. And taking your top leg to the front, bottom leg to the back. And try and catch hold of your bottom leg by bending your knee if you can. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful pose as well. And breathe in to breathe out. Release and roll yourself back on your mat. To relax, if you want, you can relax in sleeping butterfly by bringing your feet together. Open your knees on either side. Maybe slide some cushions under your knees. You may want to take your arms up or side away from your torso, or relax in Shavasana. And notice your breath flowing throughout your body. Notice your toes to relax. Relax your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your shin, your calf, your knees. Relax your thighs, your hips, your groin, your lower back, your abdomen, your chest. Relax your upper back, relax your shoulders, your arms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Relax your neck, your face, the area between your eyebrows, and the crown of your head. And in this relaxation, connect to your breath and allow this breath to flow throughout the body. And you can continue in this relaxation. If you want to come out, you can bring your awareness to your body, to your toes and fingers, and making whatever little movement that your body makes feel like making. You can also move your head from one side to the other. Find a way to stretch your body and roll over to come up into your sitting posture. Let's take a moment here to absorb the practice fully, to absorb all the benefits and feeling this feeling throughout the body. Feeling your existence. Let's join the palms to the heart center. We'll be chanting 1 Om 3 Shantis. Breathe in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you for joining me in. I hope you have enjoyed this practice with me. If you have anything to say, I would love to hear your comments in the comment section, or any other conversation starter would be great. And with that, I really hope to see you soon again in some other practice as well. Thank you so much for joining this time, and bye-bye.